Can I ask, as I press play here, looking at some of Manchester United's chances throughout the course of the game, are we seeing an improvement in this side, Dimitar, since Ruud van Nistelrooy took the reins?
In a way, yes. This is a good chance as well, but it's difficult to pull off. And it's, again, good connection with the ball from Garnacho. This is a difficult thing to do. And if it was a goal, it was going to be a great goal. And, of course, sometimes the chances we get, we didn't utilize. This one here, this should be a goal.
Well, it should go at least on the goal.
Hit the target.
Yeah, hit the target, exactly, Danny, hit the target, because this is the guy you want the ball to be in his feet in that moment, because he knows how to connect with the ball. You can see the quality he's possessing.
Yeah. We talked about it at the start, Adam. There was a bit more fight about Manchester United. There was a bit more spirit about them. You expect that. You then have to ask why that didn't happen under Erik ten Hag. But even, I think it summed it up when Casemiro got booked quite late on, and he was furious with Garnacho for giving the ball away. No, I like that. I don't mind that.
Unbelievable.
He's digging out a young player. You know, he's had to sacrifice a booking for himself because he was never going to catch Neto. You know, it was a one-sided race. So he had to bring him down. He had to take a yellow card. Yeah. But then he digs out Garnacho for giving the ball away in the first place. So I think Manchester United was still a little bit disjointed at times. You know, it was nowhere near a perfect performance, but they dug in. You know, they showed a bit of character. They showed a little bit of fight. Yeah. And I think, you know, that at least shows the new manager that they are prepared to work hard. They are prepared to do the dirty side of the game as well.
They are still one of the lowest scorers in the division. I think it's 9 goals now. Yeah. It is an issue, and I'm sure Ruben Amorim will be taking a look at it. But can I ask, as a fellow Dutchman, when it comes to Xerxes, where do you stand on him? How is he viewed? Is this the right team for Xerxes to thrive in? Because some teams suit some players and some don't.
Well, I think before he came to Man United, he did it very well. At Bologna, he did very well. And he deserved a transfer. And you can maybe doubt if it's Man United, yes or no. But he came here. But he's still a young player. He has some time to adapt. But I know this is top football. This is Man United. You don't have the time. You know, so you have to be there straight away, and of course it's for him. He needs to perform, you know. And if the team is not working well together as a team, it's for the striker also very difficult to create chances, to score goals, you know. So I think it's a combination of
I think it's a problem for them
of everything.
I think it's a problem for Manchester United. Full stop, scoring goals. Garnacho might get you 8 or 9, maybe 10 a season. Højlund is not a prolific goal scorer. Certainly hasn't shown that yet. He might get you 12, 15. Rashford, who knows? You know, it could be 5, it could be 25. He's unpredictable. Yeah. But then you look at the midfield. You know, okay, Bruno will get his fair you know, you get a fair few penalties and whatever.
Was his first.
But then you're thinking, who else is going to score? Yeah. You know, where else in the team is going to score? Who's going to come off the bench and make an impact? You know, and you look at the great Manchester United sides of old. They had 7 or 8 players that were going to get you 10+ goals a season, and that's why they were so good. So, if you're going to rely on Højlund to score all the goals as your main centre forward, I think they're going to be in trouble, and that's why they need to find a different way of playing, or they need to find another centre forward that's going to score 20+ goals a season.
I think on this case, though, today Højlund, for example, was playing too much with the back to the goal. That's very difficult from experience for a striker. You always have someone on your back, and as big as you, then it's even more difficult when you get frustrated because the ball is either here or down here, but then they kick you. So he was fighting a lot. He was doing all his best he can do today, but unfortunately, when you play most of the time like this,
and that's why if you play with a centre forward like that, you've got to have 2 wingers, wide players that are going to score goals. They're going to get you 15 goals a season. What Liverpool have done, you know, in recent times with Mo Salah and Sane before that. You know, Manchester United, I look across their front line, I think Garnacho's lively. But apart from that, I wouldn't have too many worries about playing against Højlund because he is a back to goal. You can be physical with him and get up against him. He's not going to score too many. His movement's not going to destroy you. He's not such a clever player.
Not such a clever player?
Well, Dimitar would have been a real issue for me to play against because you don't know where he is and he's just going to drift into annoying positions where you can't see him. Højlund wants to be up against you all the time. You can feel him.
You,
and That's quite good for a defender sometimes because he's always going to be in and around you. That's not a problem. Rashford sometimes looks interested, sometimes doesn't. I want to see Marcus Rashford get the ball like Garnacho does sometimes. Just knock it past people and run. He's got pace to burn. The last thing you want as a defender is for someone to knock it past you and be running towards your own goal. He seems to have lost the ability to do that. Whereas, 2 seasons ago, that's all he did, and he scored 30-odd goals. So he needs to have a mentality shift and just go back to basics and use what he's good at.
And just one thing, if I can add, also because we mentioned the bench. When you see the Chelsea's bench today, you see players there, right? With United, I checked the bench. There are some young players there who I didn't heard before, right? So comparing both benches is also an issue because, as you mentioned, who's going to come from the bench scoring goals? Zirkzee have a difficult time right now. He's a young player. And sometimes he's giving that impression that he doesn't care too much because his game is like this, a bit more, he's trying to be a bit more stylish, if you say. But he needs to know, as you said, that time here, sometimes they don't give you enough time.
There's no time.
Now the new coach is coming, so everybody needs to up their game, as we spoke before. But the bench thing, that's why maybe they're going to bring more players and buy more players in the I don't know, maybe the January transfer window or the next summer, but players are coming for sure.